Hello, this video is for Stat 110 and includes a discussion of how to get the binomial probability outcomes in a spreadsheet. And in particular, I'm going to be using Microsoft Excel. Okay, let's go ahead and get started then. So for the example that we're going to be looking at is an example from our notes, and that is the Native American example. I have a schematic here sketched up on the screen. Let me blow that up a little bit for you. So our number line is going to go from 0 to 59 for this example. Our parameter is 59.3. My study outcome is 24. This turns out to be a left-tailed analysis here. So when I go to get my p-value, I'm going to want to go from 24 and on down to the left, because it's a left-tailed analysis and my study outcome is 24. So when I'm highlighting values for my p-value, I'm going to use 24, 23, 22, all the way down to 0. Okay, let's show you how to get to binomial probabilities then. So we're going to start here with, the first thing I have to do is get my number line. So my number line is going to start at 0, and then it's going to go all the way down to 59. So to do that, I want to get a sequence started here. So we'll go ahead and center that maybe. So we're going to get a sequence of numbers started. I'm going to highlight those, and then I'm going to drag this down until I get to 59. So this is my number line that we got to create first. So let's go ahead. It tells you where you're at. So I got to go all the way down to 59 here. All right, so now I got my number lines there. 59 all the way up through 0 there. So that's building your number line. Okay, now next I need to get the binomial probabilities. And the function that we're going to use, we talked about this in the notes, is going to be equal BINOMDIST, D-I-S-T. So when we're typing this inside of our spreadsheet, we're going to want to start with an equal sign. We're going to put the information that I need within parentheses. And then the different arguments that get passed into this function are going to be, what do you want to compute the probability for? So that's going to be this value. So we'll just click in cell C2 for me. Then it needs to know the number of trials. That's going to be 59. So that's the largest value on your number line. I'm putting commas between these things, okay? The probability underscore S is the parameter value that we're testing. And that has to go in as a decimal. So that's going to be 0.593 here. And then the last argument is going to be false. So what false does is that gives us each individual probability. Okay? So I need the number of trials, the parameter value, and false. Putting commas in between them. And then I got to put all that information inside of parentheses. Okay, once you got that in there correctly, let's go ahead and enter. Now it's going to use, Excel is going to use here scientific notation. So when you see this again, this here, the E minus 24, means you need to move that decimal to the left. I guess I need 23 zeros there. Whenever you see the E minus, it means that number is really, really small. So don't worry about that. We're not going to type that out or anything like that. So let's just leave it as it is. It's going to be a very small number way down here. So there's not very much pyramid at all way down here at 0. That's what that's telling you. Okay, now once I have that typed in there, so again, let me show you what that is one more time here. That's what that looks like. Once I got that thing typed in, I'm going to copy that down. Okay, so I put my cursor back in there. I grab that lower right-hand corner. I can either drag that down or I can just double-click that. If I double-click, then it's going to fill this in all the way down for you, all the way down to your last one. Now, let's think about this. The probability should be highest at about 35 here, around 34, 35. So if you're looking at these numbers, they should go up and up and up and up. There's 32. It's about 7%, 7.6%, then 9%. There's 35 at 10.5%. And then they're going to start going back down. So notice now they're going back down. So that you can use that kind of as a quick mental check to make sure that you got this pyramid or this probability statement correct. Okay, now let's go ahead and show you how to make a graph. So what I'm going to do is highlight what I want to make a graph of, which is the number line and then also the probabilities. Okay, and then I'm going to go under Insert, and then I'm going to specify a graph here. And we'll just go ahead and do a bar graph. Now, unfortunately, Excel gets a little bit confused on what I'm trying to do. So what it's trying to do is actually plot both these numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up, and the probability values. Okay? So this is what we have to do inside of Excel. If you do this in Google Sheets, it actually does it correctly. In Google Sheets, it recognizes that these are supposed to go on the x-axis and this is supposed to go on the y-axis. But I got to fix it a little bit inside of Excel. So I'm going to click on my chart here inside my graph, and I'm going to do a right click and I'm going to say Select Data. What that's going to do is bring up this window here. Over here on the left are the series that are being plotted. Now, the only ones that I want plotted are the binomial probabilities. So I'm going to take and remove the number correct. I want the number correct to go on the horizontal axis. So take off number correct from over here, and we want to edit the horizontal axis. And you're going to get this little window. And now we can highlight what I want to use as my x-axis here. So if I click on this little box here, now I can highlight the 0 through 59. Okay, go back, say OK. So now you can see that my horizontal axis is going to start at 0, and it's going to max out way down there at 59. The only thing being plotted here is the binomial probabilities. So now let's say OK, and that graph is going to be corrected. So now I got my number line and the probabilities. You can put titles on these things. So if you want to change the title, you can just double click here. Okay, we can say binomial probability or binomial distribution with n equal 59, was it? And p equal 59.3%, I think it was. Probably don't need a legend for this, but I can do a label down in the bottom. To do that, you're going to go under Chart Design up here, and then you're going to say Add a Chart Element, and then you can add an axis title. So I want a horizontal axis. I want this to be what? The number of Native Americans. That should be the label here as well. So I had number of correct there. Really what we're tracking is number of Native Americans. So that should be corrected there in that video. That matches the label down here. Okay. You can label the y-axis if you want. So if we click back in on that chart design, add an element, primary vertical. Now these are going to be your binomial probabilities, right? That's what's being plotted here. Oops. So there's my graph that goes along with this. Now let's go ahead and get the p-value finally. The p-value, again, I need to highlight the probabilities for 24 and below. So let's go down to 24 here. This is where I'm going to start. And I'm going to highlight from there and less. So let's go ahead and highlight those. So that's what I have highlighted here. Let's zoom out a little bit. So you can see it goes from 24 and below. down here in the status bar, right at the very bottom of your screen, right where my cursor's at down here, you can see the sum. So that p-value is 0.00297. That's going to be my p-value because that's these things added up. It's these probability values added up. So 0.00297 is going to be my p-value. So the p-value here for this problem, again, is 0.00279. Was that what it was? We'll do it one more time. Make sure I got it right. 297, sorry. 0.00297. And then I got to check, is this less than 0.05? Okay. So is, let's go ahead and do it, is 0.00297 less than 0.05? And yes, it is. So this means what? I have enough evidence for the research question. I have enough evidence for the research question. And then you would need to write out a conclusion there. So just like we've been doing in class, is you would end up writing out a conclusion there for that research question. Okay, that's how to get a binomial probability distribution in a spreadsheet along with making the graph. Hope this helps. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.